After seeing an ad for Duff Gardens featuring Lance Murdoch, Homer and the kids start to get ready to leave. However, Marge comes in with sad news. Her great-aunt Gladys, whom Bart mistakes for an unnamed relative as short as blue hair and a big dent in her forehead, Marge cracks him by saying she looks like Patty, which disgusts Bart, has died. While Lisa and Bart are okay with not going, Homer whines about it like a child. The Simpsons attend the funeral, which is botched thanks to a priest who thinks Great Aunt Gladys is a man. Attendees who leave when Patty reveals during the revised eulogy that Great Aunt Gladys wasn't a rich woman in the sense that she had money, and subsequent reading of the will, which is also botched because of Homer fast-forwarding through Great Aunt Gladys reading The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost, Lionel Hutz rebubbing part of the will to include the fact that Gladys is leaving him $50,000 and Homer eating Gladys's celebrity-shaped potato chips. On the video will, Great Aunt Gladys warns Patty and Selma not to die alone without a husband and children as she did. While Patty is more interested in the grandfather clock that Great Aunt Gladys willed to them, Selma starts to worry that her biological clock may be ticking and sets out to have a baby. Video dating only discusses her potential suitors, one of which is groundskeeper Willie. Madame Opal's love potion turns out to be a truth serum made from corn syrup and rubbing alcohol. Selma unsuccessfully hits on the squeaky voiced teen while he bags her cigarettes and TV guide. Her date with Hans Moleman goes nowhere. She imagines her life as the mother of ugly, premature, elderly, blind kids, one of which dies after falling out of the window. Artificial insemination is a no-go after she sees Barney turn his sperm donation, and several mothers leave with belching infants. Getting a husband via mail order ended with her getting a cardboard cutout. Meanwhile, Homer promises Bart and Lisa that they will go to the Duff Gardens unless another one of Marge's relatives dies. But Homer gets food poisoning after eating a spoiled hoagie he got from the nuclear plant company picnic. Marge tells Homer he's not well enough to go, but he firmly states he's going to Duff Gardens before collapsing on the bedroom floor, and again when he's in the car, this time looking pale. Selma steps in to take Bart and Lisa to Duff Gardens while Marge takes care of Homer. Despite initially being disappointed that he's missing out on Duff Gardens, Homer and Marge end up having a wonderful time together watching some rental videos Marge picked up. Boxing's Greatest Weigh-Ins, Yentl, which Homer thinks is a good watch while delirious, but he comes to enjoy it, and The Erotic Adventures of Hercules. At Duff Gardens, Selma has her hands full with Bart and Lisa. Bart pantses the George Washington robot at the Beer Hall of Presidents and puts on beer goggles. See the world through the eyes of a drunk. A souvenir stand and sees Selma as a sexy young woman. Selma finds a ride she enjoys, a bench, and tells the kids to get her a beer smoothie, but Lisa and Bart beg her to go on the Little Land of Duff ride, though they end up in the line for complaints, where a lunch lady Doris-sounding woman is telling a tattooed man to get bent. Things come to a head when Selma, Bart, and Lisa are on the Little Land of Duff ride, and Bart dares Lisa to drink the ride's water, which becomes so toxic and sludgy that Lisa doesn't think it's water at all. When Lisa drinks it, at Selma's insistence to keep Bart and Lisa from annoying her, Lisa starts hallucinating and acting erratically, escaping the ride and wandering the park in a drugged stupor. Meanwhile, Bart sneaks on the barrel roll, pretending to be taller than he is by sticking candied apples under his feet, ends up hanging upside down after the ride operator stops the ride prematurely. Selma and 7 Duff member Surly find Bart hanging off the ride. Selma begs Surly to help her, but living up to his name, Surly refuses and tells her off. Bart ends up detained for the barrel roll ride incident and earlier pantsing the George Washington robot at the Duff Hall of Presidents, which led to Dolph, Jimbo, and Kearney, who are last arrested on the second Duff Gardens commercial, making off with 3 bumper cars. Other security guards bring in Lisa, still high from the toxic water on the Little Land of Duff, finding her swimming naked in the fermentarium and declaring herself the Lizard Queen. The park doctor prescribes Lisa with a handful of unidentified pills to sober her up. Selma and the kids come home just as Homer, dressed in a bedsheet toga and referring to himself as Homercles, takes Marge to bed. Marge leaves the room to tend to Bart, who's still in shock from nearly dying on the barrel roll, and Lisa, who's coming down from her toxic water trip thanks to the pills. Selma asks Homer how he does it, raises kids, not make a bedsheet toga, and laments that she's not the mother material, yet warns a little version of me that I can hold in my arms. Selma cares for Jub Jub, the pet iguana that Jackie, Marge, Patty, and Selma's mom, inherited from Great Aunt Gladys, when really Jackie wanted the bowel obstruction that killed Gladys, but gave to Patty because she tried to stab it with a hat pin.